decided to host the student camp about 4 or 5 years ago, and we decided to do that because we realised that the number of applicants that we had applying for our pupillage was not as wide and varied as we would hope. Certainly there were less students from non-traditional backgrounds, and we really felt on talking to a number of students that they didn't really believe that they could become a barrister. So we decided to go back and start from basics, and that was post-GCSE students, and to talk to them about actually the bar can be for you, and that being at the bar is not as scary as you imagine it would be. So we jointly worked with a Big Voice, which are a charity who encourage students to study law, and they work with us to choose the students to join our student camp. I really find that our students benefit, but our barristers benefit too in terms of giving back. But our students particularly benefit from understanding that they too can be a barrister, from gaining a basic understanding of some of the law, and we also help them with interview techniques, we help them with coaching techniques, and we find that some of them go on to become our mentees, and we work with them the whole way through to allow them to become qualified.
In addition to debunking myths about how to become a barrister, we also split the students into groups and got them discussing common junior barrister dilemmas. These were things like how to deal with tricky clients and how to balance competing workloads. And the point of the exercise was to get students thinking about how to manage a professional practice, whether that's as a barrister or otherwise. And with a bit of luck, this may even assist them going forwards with their part-time work or their extracurriculars.
We do the student camp with the aim of reaching out to a wider section of society than would necessarily have considered a career at the Chancery Bar. I think that the bar in general, but particularly the Chancery Bar, needs to encourage applications from a wider section of society, and we as Chambers have our role to play in encouraging that. We hope the students gain a number of benefits from taking part in the student camp. Firstly, it helps them identify whether a career at the Chancery Bar is something they would be interested in pursuing or not. Secondly, as a matter of practical skills, it gives a little bit of insight into the skills of a barrister, such as advocacy, and allows the students to have a go at practicing advocacy and interviewing. And finally, I hope it also gives the students an opportunity to network with their peers and perhaps a confidence that comes with that as they develop relationships over the 2 days.
This session is about coaching. It's about helping our students to create a plan, an action plan, and that could be in relation to their home life, their personal life, charitable work, or it could be in relation to work. We help them to design and create a plan that can be over 1 year, 2 years, or 3 years, and then we create some SMART objectives. And we find that really works, and our students really appreciate the work that we do around the coaching. In fact, for many of them, it's the first time they've actually understood the coaching technique.
I hope to run a session which explained the route to becoming a pupil barrister. We talked about things like degrees, the bar course, the conversion course, and then pupillage itself. And I think this was important to do for 2 reasons. Firstly, it explained what was probably quite an unfamiliar process to the students, and probably quite an unfamiliar set of words like pupillage and tenancy. But secondly, more importantly, we emphasise the financial assistance that's available throughout this process, in the hopes of reassuring the students that financial means don't need to be a barrier to becoming a barrister.
As part of the session I took part in with Matt, Dawn and Robert, I explained to the students the process of going from being a sixth form student to being a barrister. So going to university, whether that's to study law or not study law, and then convert to law, studying the bar course, becoming a member of an inn, and everything that's involved with that. And the idea behind explaining that to them is to try and debunk some of the myths about becoming a barrister, help them to see that it's not as daunting as it might seem, and hopefully to give them confidence in approaching the path to becoming a barrister, or seeing that they don't necessarily have to make all the decisions right now, and that the ways to become a barrister are more diverse than they might first seem.